Can you see your feet from where you are?
Yes.
You wearing anything on your feet?
Boots.
Describe them to me. Do they have a heel?
No.
What do they look like? What color are the boots?
They're white and shiny.
They're white and shiny?
Yeah.
How high do they come up on your leg?
To my knees or above.
Are they comfortable?
Yes.
Do you have any clothing on?
Yes.
Describe the clothing to me. Is it one piece, two piece?
It's one piece, and it's like metallic with fabric.
Does it have long sleeves or short sleeves?
Long sleeves.
Is it fitted or is it gathered?
Fitted.
Or?
It's like a bodysuit,
Mm-hmm.
but it's got metal parts to it,
What kind of metal parts?
like titanium.
And how about the neckline? Does it have a collar or a round
No.
neck?
No, just like a wetsuit, but not thick, without the hood part, but not made of the same material, but it's the shape of a wetsuit.
Is it comfortable?
Mm-hmm. It's like my second skin almost, but I can take it off if I want to.
Is it a protective covering of some sort?
Yes. Yes and no. It's almost like an exoskeleton, but I still have a skeleton. It helps me communicate. It's like a system.
Helps you communicate with who?
With my people.
Tell me about your people.
They're spread out. They're spread out, so it helps us keep in contact with each other.
Are they spread out among a certain location?
They're spread out along the planet, but it's not really a round planet. It's a large area that's kind of, it's more amorphous with levels, not really, it's not like a normal planet that we think of planets.
Is it warm or cold?
It's comfortable.
So this area, can you describe it to me?
It's more of it almost seems like it's a simulation. There's us, and then there's like robot type things. They don't look humanoid, but they have intelligence, and we coexist in this space.
Are there other beings like you?
Yes.
Would you consider yourself humanoid?
Yes.
Are you male or female?
I'm female.
Are you young or old?
I'm young but old. I've had many years, but many years don't mean the same thing. So I'm still in my prime. We're gathering information.
What kind of information are you gathering?
Seems that we're constructing a new space and seeing if it will work for others to use or not move into. It's like it's like we're living in a lab, but we're creating this world, and we're the scientists and the creators that are making this the universe. We're making a universe.
Who is making the universe?
Me and my team.
And does your team have a name?
No.
How many are on your team?
12 or dozens. Something happens in 12s. There's 12 main, but we can proliferate or mutate isn't the right word. There's 12 of us, but we can be different things at different times. So it's like we're exponential beings.
Help me understand that. What do you mean you're exponential beings? You can be more than one thing at a time? What does that mean?
We can change into what's needed for the simulation or experiment to progress in the information and expertise that is required will come through one of us, no matter what it is or needs to be. We come up with the idea of the structure and the idea of the space and the physics and the engineering and the robot-like entities build it for us. We can't just build it with our thoughts. We need these others to make it the physical reality and concrete in the form.
So what is the mission here? What is the reason for doing this?
It's to create a space that is timeless and advanced and it's hologrammic, but it's not at the same time, because there is a physical space to come. It's like I can't think of that space in the Middle East, Abu Dhabi or whatever it is, that's like Disney World for adults. It's like a space to come and have experiences that you wouldn't otherwise have in a safe environment. It's a space that's, there it is, to, instead of having to come to places like Earth and get trapped in the game, it's a safer place to come and have experiences without the trappedness and the consequences of the game continuing unchecked. So it is a reaction. Building the space is a reaction to what's happening on Earth. It is safer for the souls who want to have the experience of duality and separation without being able to be hijacked and get stuck in the creators who have gotten off of the path and are trapping the souls into that one experience.
So how does this relate to Earth? Will people be able to come here at will?
Yes, eventually they will know about it, and it will be a different choice. Just as people chose to come to Earth, people can choose to have this experience, but it won't be as dark and as high. It won't. We're creating something that cannot be hijacked by a rogue group or those who wish to control others' experiences.
Does this project or this place have a name that we could call it to refer to?
Starts with an R, but I can't. The closest I can get is Romeo, but it's not Romeo. Romeo. It starts with an R.
Is it considered location considered to be like a star or a? You said it's not a planet. Is it?
No, it's like, it's not round, it's flat, and it has levels, and wormholes is the wrong
Would
word.
it be considered in another dimension?
Yes, it's not in the same dimension as Earth is, but it's in dimensions that can be accessible from other places. But it is not finished being created yet. So it is still not visible to anyone who would want to have the experience because it is not ready yet.
When will it be ready?
Soon.
And what are some of the things they could experience there? Give us an example.
They could experience anything they want. It would be up to them. Whatever adventure or experience they want to have, they can create with less interference and less bendable rules and more more interaction with themselves and more control over their actions will be undampened, so that as they make choices, actions in this simulation, but it's more than a simulation, in this environment, they will be more directly responsible for what happens, because their power will not be dampened or taken away from them.
If someone was on Earth and they wanted to visit with this place, is that something they could do?
It will be for when Earth is no more in the form that she is in, because we do not want that experiment to be repeated. So those who leave the Earth now or in the future will be able to choose to come here when it is ready. Anyone can choose to come here when it will be ready. Just like anybody could choose to come to Earth when that was ready.
And what is a typical day for you?
We come up with ideas and we play them through. We try to see their ending. We come up with protections, foolproof ways that it cannot be corrupted. We come up with a way to create and manipulate the time and space around this area to build such a structure for inhabitants to use. It is all about creating something that hasn't been done before. And we want to be sure to get it more right this time, so that what is happening on this planet doesn't have to be, and people can still have the experience of the separation and the duality without the hijacking and traps set by those who wanted to rule over other people's experiences.
Do you have a physical body?
Yes.
And do you sleep like humans do at night?
Not necessary. We rest. We like to commune, so we like to meet in person and talk and share other ideas and share meals, but not in the same way. We like to have some downtime, but we do work a lot.
You mentioned you share food, meals.
Yes.
What kind of food do you eat?
We can pick whatever we want to. We create it. We create and manifest the experience that we want to have. And we have decided that getting together for downtime and meals is an enjoyable way to rest our brains from what we are doing.
Tell us about creating your food. How do you do that? And what does it look like?
We just imagine the food and what we are walking into in the room, and it will be there. And we all, because we can communicate with each other, we all just agree that that will be our meal for the evening, and everybody has what they want, but it is a shared experience. So it would be akin to people on Earth having Taco Tuesday or Prince Spaghetti Wednesdays. We all just want to share together, so we will all agree to imagine that we're having pasta or we're having Mexican, but it's not really like that. It's a communal meal experience that feeds our souls and our bodies, but it's more the gathering and the sharing.
So how big is this place that you're at?
It's infinite.
Is there transportation for you to get from one side to another, one place to another?
We just imagine ourselves in the place we want to be, and we can be there.
Are there animals here?
No, not yet. It's just us and the rope body type beings. Although they don't have souls, they're not beings. They help us, but they're robots.
What kind of things are the robots helping with?
They're building the infrastructure.
Is it solid infrastructure?
Not as we would think in our terms. It's not holographic. It's, I don't know the word. It's magnetic. It's kinetic. It's woven into the tapestry of the space and time to be able to change into whatever it needs to when somebody decides that they are wanting to use the space to have an experience. It's very hard to describe in words that are understandable to brains in this dimension. It's beyond most imagination, and it's also being created as we created, because it has not been done before. So it is almost beyond our imagination as well.
Mm.
We are growing as we create it to expand it, to make it be what God wants it to be.
Does anyone get sick on this place?
No.
How did you get selected to be on this team?
We were chosen because we had the skills to imagine and create without boundaries.
When the project is completed, will you stay here?
No.
Where will you go?
We'll all go back to where we came from.
Tell us about the place where you came from.
Well, we all came from different places to meet here. And we all take the form of what's needed to communicate and work together. We've never worked together before. It's a new grouping of people for this mission. So, where I come from is a place where I don't have such a structured form. I still have a form, but it is more see-through, less solid.
Do you have any family members here?
Where I come from?
Where you are now?
In the infrastructure?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's just us, 12.
Do you have family members where you come from?
Yes, it's more of a community.
Mm-hmm.
We're all like family.
Do you make other beings, like humans do, to have children?
We don't. They just are created. If they want to come into existence, they come into existence here. We don't wish them into existence or help them into existence. They just come if they want to have this experience of having very sheer forms and lightness and it's a very calm, easy place where forms just exist and rest and they don't play is the wrong word because it's not play. They feed each other with their positivity and everybody strengthens each other.
Is there a limited time for their existence here?
No, some stay a long time, but many just come and go as needed.
Mm-hmm. What's your favorite thing to do here?
Is to not have to think about anything important. It's a rest for my brain. But I do like having a body better than, not all bodies. I don't like the human body, but the body I had with the infrastructure, that was a good body. I like having a little bit more form. Makes me feel strong and healthy, and so I often take lives with bodies. This is just a resting place to shed all of that for a little while and remember what it's like to be light.
Are there any dangers on that place?
No.
Alrighty, let's drift away from that live scene. May I speak to the superconscious, please?
Yes.
Do I have permission to ask questions?
Yes.
I know the superconscious could have brought forth many different things for you to see today. You chose to bring forward a time when she was on the infrastructure, creating it. Why did you pick that to show her today?
To show that there will be alternatives to this experience that aren't as dark and dangerous and corrupted, so people can still have adventures into a limited reality without getting trapped in that system.
How long before we can visit a place like that?
Because there isn't time, it will be whenever consciousness is ready and willing to do that. It will be as this planet becomes no more in the way that it is. It will be ready for people to step into as that happens.
Will this happen in our lifetime?
Yes.
Is there anything we need to do to prepare for this?
No, it will just be another alternative for people. Some people will choose to never have an experience like this again, but there will be those who want to finish or complete something, or those who have heard about Earth and want to have a similar experience. So it will be ready for them. The planning and the construction is being done, and it will be a safer alternative for souls that want to have experiences without so much damage being done as Earth has done to many souls.
What should we call this place, the infrastructure?
You can call it the infrastructure. Romeo is the closest that our lips can get to what it's called.
Would you say that was on another level, plane, or dimension?
Yes.
So would that be, it's not a planet,
No.
but it is a physical place that is created?
Yes, it is a it's woven into the fabric of time and space in a different way than the planets have been.
And are you saying like the beings that go there will have human bodies?
They can have human bodies. Or they can choose something different. It will be a place that will mirror some of Earth's qualities and gifts and lessons without the dangers of getting stuck in the idea of karma and the idea of good and evil in the same way, and the idea of the darkness. But it will still be a place where people can experience some duality to grow and appreciate the opposites of things. She is a doer and has always been a doer, so her multiple fractals that are working overtime during these transitions are all having major assignments come due. So it is the culmination of many of her beings working hard to accomplish what they are supposed to accomplish and want to accomplish. So what we can offer to her is to be patient with herself and to tap into those fractals of herself that do not need rest and sleep like the earthly one does, and remember that it is possible, even in human form, to have less rest and still be energized and vibrant and alive.
You mentioned many of her beings and fractals of herself. Help us understand this.
Oh, yes. Yes, she has many lives living simultaneously right now. We saw one last time she was here, and we saw one today, and we saw two today. We see her earthly one, and there are others. She's a busy girl.
How can she visit each one and yet remain in control of all of them?
It will be easier moving forward, but the consciousness of the earthly one needs to grow to be able to hold all of them in her memory at once. So for now, it would be best for her to call in the energy she thinks she needs, and then that part of her can show up instead of asking to see all of them at once, because that will make her more tired and overwhelmed if she knew all of the things that she was doing simultaneously. Her earthly consciousness cannot grasp all of that yet, but it will be able to soon.
So you said her earthly consciousness needs to grow. To grasp that, what is the best way for her to make it grow, to help it grow?
It is just a process, and as time moves forward and the events of all that is happening progress, it will naturally expand, because there is no other way. It cannot go backwards. There's the intention of wanting that to happen is the best way to move it forward and to be receptive to all thoughts, emotions, signs, visions that come in to help her be able to start expanding into the knowledge of how it really works in the multiverses, and that will take some time and practice.
Can you help her with this?
Yes, we are helping her with this.